one 트랜스포머 같이 아갈래 We are one 트랜스포머 고급화와 change We are one One chance 戦え時を超え One touch 変形かっこいい One word 世界をひとまとめ航空の力でトランスフォーマーは勇気振り絞り二人心一つ燃え上がれ We are one トランスフォーマー立ち上がれ We are one トランスフォーマーコグパワーチェンジ戦えトランスフォーマー One Only Number Elita 犬ならつながる俺たち一緒に一度の人生二人心一つ燃え上がれ To all I want トランスフォーマー立ち上がれ To all I want トランスフォーマーコグパワーチェンジ戦えトランスフォーマー One We are one
And now, through the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future, Transformers Slag Podcast.
How we all doing this Tuesday evening? Here is a mess. What up, everyone? This is the Transformer Slag Tuesday evening. Main event. I am back, Jack. And we are here to talk about the robots in disguise. And this hair is a mess. My name's Proto Man. This is the face that runs this place. This is the voice you hear Monday to Friday, and it is Saturday. No, wait, it is Tuesday. I'm out of the loop. I am tired. I've been doing botcons for years, more than 2 decades, and I've never did like a week-long show, like a Tuesday to Tuesday kind of thing. And yeah, man, 2 bottles of water. Let's put it that way for today. So we're gonna talk Transformers. We're gonna cover some of the news because Lord knows didn't get to cover any of that. We'll give some shout outs. There's so much stuff to cover, stuff that wasn't mentioned in the news because wasn't able to talk about it, and you had to rely pretty much on my tweets. Again, if you weren't here, shame on you. I don't care what you feel about Elon Musk. You got to value the Times Square and the ease of information, my friends. But yeah, it is time to talk about the robots in the skies. We got some new stuff we're going to talk about. We got some shout outs. We got some cool stuff we got. And we got more cons in the horizon. As crazy as that sounds. So let's talk about it. Man, I'm already tired and I haven't even started. But first, who's in the chats? Who's in the chats? We got Star Warrior, who's one of our patrons. We got Roman Shillings. We got James Hopkins. We got Rodimus Power. We got Mayoral Fabrication, who's one of our boys too. Ashnud. We got Eyes on Ace. Michael Butcher is one of our patrons. What else do we got? Patrick Brown. T-Formers 2002, one of our double dippers, both patron and YouTube member. Bigum. Just want to get all you guys shouted out. Michael is here too, known as Space Ghostal. Ben Williams. If I miss anybody, I'll catch you later on tonight. So, let's get into it. We got quite a bit to cover. Quite a bit, and then we'll open it up also to some super chats. If you want to super chat now, you're welcome to do that too. We got a lot. Will Murphy, what's up, brother? And first, we're going to cover this boy, which I would have loved to talk about this in full if I wasn't away from the home base. But yeah, Sentinel Prime missing link. Now, when we first got that Sentinel Prime listing, part of us was going like, yo, where do you even go with that? You know, there never was a G1 Sentinel Prime toy. And are you going to take like a previously existing mold and paint it up or retool it as Sentinel Prime and then give it the missing link treatment? It was confusing looking at that listing. But they did something even more bizarre in that they just took the missing link convoy, because we knew we were going to get tons of repaints from this mold anyways. And they gave it the color treatment that, I mean, the speculation is from the Japanese community, because the DVD box sets that we got of G1 have the right kind of color transfer, where the Japanese versions of their box sets for the Japanese market, specifically the 1985 G1 episodes, have a kind of a lighter tinge on them. And the belief is that this is a throwback to the truck that Optimus Prime's Sky and the Spy, Teletrans scanner scanned. And then, of course, let's give it some character, because not only is it scanned, oh, now it's Sentinel Prime. Sure. Let's just call it that. That's the deep cut speculation here. And that's why it has the yellow color scheme, even though on the original transfers, the original DVDs, even the people who have old VHS copies of More Meets the Eye Part 1, Episode 1, it's more of an orange. So that's one way to look at it. Again, sure. I don't know who this is for. Obviously, there's going to be people saying, this is totally for me. But I think it's just there be more contrarian, than anything. But hey, on sale, I'll buy it. I'll buy it on sale. But I don't really, I mean, you could do a Magnus later on. You could do a Nemesis Prime, Scourge, Black Convoy, pick your poison of whatever you want to call it. But definitely not the color wave I was expecting. And of course, you got Super Starscream, aka Thundercracker from Armada. Again, a repaint that does not surprise us. When we got that Starscream mold, it was only a matter of time before we get all the Seekers and how they would decide to name it in their province or their community or their market. Super Starscream for the Micron legend, Thundercracker for our region, and so on and so forth. We also got a Nemesis Prime repaint yet again. So no surprises there on that one. But again, it is what it is. and the Nemesis Prime being the one where I go, huh, very interesting choice, and I just kind of wanted to establish what's going on there in terms of coloring, because again, was far away from the Transformer Slag podcast home base, uh, pretty much at the Hasbro VIP stuff, which we'll get into in a moment, but a lot of great stuff with that. So, shall we get into San Diego stuff? Rocking the Catnip Bravo, their new sweater. We'll talk about that in a moment too. Yeah. So we have Core Class Starscream, Bumblebee movie. We talked about it on the listings. This is just them, keeping that core class alive until its discontinuation later in 2025. So these are kind of the last of those core class, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the last we'll see of this mold. Even if core class as a price point is gone, I'm pretty sure they'll figure out a way to repaint these and package them in other ways, even if they have to do like Target exclusive 5-packs of repainted characters or something, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. These molds won't go to waste. That is for sure. So, what's up, Larry? So we will see. We will see. But yeah, it's a Starscream. It's a Seeker. It's pocket sized. Expect more in the future of all the multiple colors of that rainbow. This one's an interesting one. And Evan even addressed it during the panel, how it was an opportunity to get this mold out in a singular sense and combined with the fact, thank you, Michael Butcher, for joining the YouTube membership. Welcome to the Minicon recruit. Evan was pretty much like saying that it's this came in a 2-pack, and so we want to create an opportunity where this could also be a singular sold item. I'm surprised that it's labeled as a deluxe because from what I've seen in person, it's slightly larger than a deluxe. So that's pretty cool that it's, they could have somehow squeezed that into a Voyager box and sell that, but they didn't. So they decided to sell it as a deluxe. Has a slightly different tinge of a yellowish orange and sold under the Gamer Edition for Bumblebee Reactivate. Now, what is happening with Reactivate? Even Evan, tongue-in-cheek, joked about its ambiguity right now of what's happening with that. It's out of, these are Hasbro toy designers. It's out of their hands. That's up to the video game studios and those partnerships. And whatever they're doing are falling back behind. I mean, let's be real. We all signed up for those betas and given our emails and expected back in October to get some kind of update of last year. And well, here we are today. So we'll see what happens with that for sure. But yeah, so this will be a deluxe under Studio Series through the Gamer Edition, and you'll get another opportunity. Does this mean the other 3, like the Optimus, the Starscream, and the Soundwave, will also get this treatment? We don't know, but stay tuned for that. Funny, another Bumblebee Gamer Edition of another flavor. Then we got this bad boy. Nice to see him, a good companion piece to the other one that we just got. Again, the Transformers 1 a deluxe class Megatron. This is clearly him after he's gone bad, after he's created the cons, and looking really good. Looking really good. And I saw this guy in person and got to mess with him a little bit at the booth. Good, solid figure. Also, again, taller than I expected for the robot mode. Something that they could have gotten away with selling this in a deluxe box, but also at the same time I think they want to have that synergy with the deluxe Prime that is available on the shelf. Evan did confirm the 4 mains, as in Bumblebee and Alita, will also get some Studio Series deluxe treatment, so stay tuned for that. Those will be revealed. We do have other conventions in the near future, so they got to kind of keep all of those to pace it out, give them some extra stuff to do big reveals and everything to see for the first time. What's up, Princeton? How you doing? So yeah, this one's really cool too. Again, bigger than I expected in person. Deluxes we've kind of normalized in our minds of the modern deluxes, but this one's slightly larger than your standard deluxe and squeezed into it. Actually, when you, I just realized this now. Look at the deluxe box there. You don't even see Megatron's head. Like I'm quite impressed that they could have totally just put this in a Voyager box and gotten away with it, but they kept it in deluxe price point. So that's pretty cool, though. I dig it. I dig it. Then we got another, gamer edition. We all know what's going to happen with this bad boy. So, gamer edition War for Cybertron, Voyager class Autobot Ratchet. Uh, love how it looks. That was one of those guys that you used in the game quite a bit, and especially if you played the online mode, if you played a medic. You know, great looking figure. You know where this is going in terms of repaints and stuff like that. There's no surprises with that one. So expect your Ironhide later on. Dare I say, some people were saying, and I could see it a little bit, but some people were saying you could do probably, because this is a Voyager class, this one. Some people were saying you could probably do a heavy partial on this and maybe get a warpath out of it. And I was like, you know what? I could see that. And not to mention, there's a warpath trademark that's kind of expiring soon. So it wouldn't surprise me within like the next 12 months if we got a warpath or something. So that's a good take. That's a good take on that one. But of course, Ironhide being the most obvious one. And like I always say, when Hasbro makes a mold, if they get 3 out of it, the core one and 2 other repaint partials, that's a win. That then you can move on. I mean, obviously you have ones like Siege Megatrons or Seekers or Lamborghinis that could see like 10 to like 15 repaints, but if they get three, that's a win right there too. So good stuff, good stuff. Where are we at here? Next up, we got that box set. This is more just to appease fans who have been having to deal with scalpers. So another opportunity to pick up your Jetwing Prime, your Studio Series kind of figures here, especially with the Jetfire and stuff. Slightly updated deco that is, I guess, slightly better than the secondary releases that are out there. But again, still pretty cool that they create those opportunities for people. Hasbro says they do look at the secondary market. And while I don't have a slide of it here, a large portion of the other stuff for the Space Bridge is secondary market appeasing items, talking about making Cosmos part of the retail, making Ramjet part of the retail, making Tarn part of the retail again. Putting those guys out there because those are 3 items that right now in the secondary market go for 2, 3, 4 times their MSRP. And the way Hasbro looks at it, why let, a fan go out there and buy them all and then make all that crazy money when their retail partners could, you know? So we're going to see a lot of more repaints and reissues of popular items and give people other opportunities. One person who got it could see it as, oh, it's the same old stuff, while others who weren't able to get it see it as an opportunity to pick it up. No one should have to pay $150 for Tarn. No one should. No one should have to pay $120 for Cosmos. No one should have to do that. And so when you could get solid cases of it and put out those characters, I'm happy for them. And it's a good opportunity because it's an old figure, but to many it's a new figure because they couldn't get it. So that's great stuff. Very, very excited for that and very happy that they recognize that because, especially going out of the big V, there was just a lot of people emptying the pegs, just emptying the pegs. So wild stuff, wild stuff. Then we got this one here, one of my posts that went a little viral. We got Gamer Edition Studio Series Devastator. So a lot of stuff wasn't addressed about this publicly. I'll cover it here. I might do an individual segment really breaking this down. But again, we'll try to cover as much as we can right here because there's been a lot of discourse and conversation. So I'll just get some facts straight because there was a lot of misinformation getting out there. How this is going to work is this is going to be retail. It's going to be a retail item that'll be released with essentially 5 different items. You're going to have deluxes in the case of Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Those make the right and left arm of Devastator. They're going to be deluxes. They are not going to come with combiner parts. Okay? So they're just going to be 2 standard deluxes that make those individual robots come with their weapons. They make the arms of Devastator, but they won't have the combiner elements with it. Then we have the 2 Voyagers. You got Voyager class Mixmaster and Voyager class Scrapper. They're going to make the left and right leg of Devastator. Now, again, I want you to look at the Fluoro Deary design on the left. Notice how much bigger they are than the arm elements if you don't have the combiner arm elements to it, meaning like those 2 large pieces that make the forearms. So that's, we want to have a sense here of scale and what's going on. And then lastly, we have a Commander class 2-pack that's going to be the long haul, and of course, long haul being the lower body, which makes the abs and everything, and Hook, which makes the upper body. Now, this Commander class is going to be 2 Voyagers, but to bulk out the Commander class box, we'll have all the combiner elements needed to make a Devastator. So that's how that's going to work. So you're going to have to buy 5 different products to get all 6 characters, and the combiner elements will be in the Commander class box itself. Now, it's called Studio Series Gamer Edition. What people fail to remember is the first couple of Titan classes were always leaning more to what was popular in the gaming sphere because these were SDCC items as debuts. So the very first Titan we got was Metroplex. It was a companion piece with the Fall of Cybertron video game with Activision. When we got the Combiner Wars Devastator after that, it was again a companion piece to the Devastation game, which is what this is here that's also representing. And that was the Combiner Wars one. So it's returning back to that celebration of Devastation, which, let's be all real, was a very good, a very good combiner. I feel that this one here, dare I say, might even be bigger than the Combiner Wars one. I can't confirm that. I never got that information, so don't take my word for that part. But I will say this, 2 Voyager class legs, and then 2 Voyager class torsos stacked on top of each other, and then 2 deluxe class arms that would be considered rinky dinky, but keep in mind the combiner elements of how this works that'll be included in the Commander box. So just take all of that. That is the factual stuff, and then see what happens. I could see later on them doing a big, crazy Titan class box set that could be used as a HasCon exclusive or a PulseCon exclusive or Hasbro PulseCon exclusive or something. That could happen too. Repaints, G2, normal colors, toy colors, cell shaded. That's a whole other discussion. But that's what's going on here. So much arguments going on online, and I'm far away from any computer or laptop, and just seeing people eat each other alive. And it's like, all right, guys, I'll just wait till I get home, and it's sad because I was the one who posted this image with no context. I apologize for that. I'm going off of Wi-Fi internet from the convention center, and Canadian Wi-Fi when you're roaming is not the best in the world. So I was just able to upload images and not much else in real time, so you guys could enjoy it. So take from that what you will. Take from that what you will. So what's next? What's next? We got David Cabal with the YouTube member got to go SDCC shopping with Protoman. Thanks, David, for hanging out. It was really fun. We got to see a lot of really cool stuff. It was probably the only time I really got to walk away from the Hasbro and the Symbiote Studio booth all weekend and really get to go around. A reality with San Diego Comic-Con is even if you had all 4 days, you would not be able to see it all and do it all. It's just too big. There's just too much. It's just too widespread. I mean, when I only learned about the arcade room on Sunday, I could have spent the whole weekend just there playing Street Fighter competitively. So it was fun, brother. And you'll hear your name later today also in some of the shout outs. But let's talk about this bad boy here. We got also our next collaboration item. So I got to hold this guy in person and take some really good photos. I messed with the other ones because Jaws D got the Bumblebee, and this one doesn't even feel like it's done by the same design team. Like the plastic quality is better, the build quality is better, and I don't want to knock the guys who worked on the other ones, but this one, and I haven't messed with the Soundwave, so maybe this is similar to the Soundwave, but man, this one's really good. I was really hoping like, that Megatron would be like a knockout of the park, but the 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 cup here is really good, the quality. And the alt mode, which is the triple T, actually has more design elements than the actual triple T toy. It actually has flip down stuff and little veneering and detail and like, little computers and stuff that even the original triple T doesn't have. So if you ignore the fact that this thing even transforms, it's already a better triple T than the original triple T toy just from its alt mode elements and play value and toyetic aesthetic. So very impressed with this. If I had one complaint, that more army green looks kind of weird on cup, but I understand that they have to keep a consistency with the triple T's green and stuff, where a cup has more of that I don't know, seafoam ish kind of green. But aside from that, I think it looks great. Maybe it should have had a Cygar. That would have been cool too. But I don't think Hasbro would have been able to get away with that. But a Cygar would have been cool with them too. Good old Sergeant cup with Sergeant Slaughter, and of course Leatherneck being included there probably as a trademark save. A lot of people were wondering why they went with Leatherneck as opposed to like say Beachhead. People were kind of expecting Beachhead, another kind of drill sergeant character. I think it's probably just a trademark thing. I'm not up to date on which Joe stuff is coming and going from a trademark standpoint and copyright, but that's probably a reason, unless I'm missing something, my Joe people. I'm not going to speak out of line and say I know everything about GI Joe. So we'll see. We will see. But I dig it. Think it looks great. Pretty much the same standard size as the past other ones. But the build quality is better, way better. I was quite surprised with that because again, his tank and Bumblebee kind of disappointed a little bit on the build quality. Soundwave I haven't messed with, but this one here, thumbs up, thumbs up. Really cool, really cool. And then speaking of collaborations, this one I got to mess with a lot. Almost wanted to had it at my table. Let's talk about Agent Knight. Talk about calling this one here. Collaboration Transformers X Knight Rider. This is amazing. This one is Voyager class, and to the point, I mean, when I'm messing with this thing feels like old school alternators. Like alternators are kind of in that Voyager class kind of price point. And even the build quality, the way, like when you look at the underside of the vehicle mode, it is so alternator. Even the hands and the forearms, like this is totally some alternators kind of design aesthetic with a licensed car and everything. And the fact that it also has a little button on the hood, get the little light up chest and the sound effects. Effing home run, home run. I have to say this, and this counts even like the gigawatt and everything. This is probably without a doubt the best collaboration item we've gotten thus far. And that's not me having like any kind of, oh, this is new toy smell favoritism. The way that they tackled this, the way that they got the car license, the light up feature, the sound feature, the alt mode head with the visor, which also kind of complements, Kit's kind of visor on the front of the Firebird. Like so much going on here. The pop-up headlights, the translucent windows, all it's missing is a tiny, Michael Knight figure. And this thing would have been like an 11 out of 10. But this is incredible. The fact that they got the license for this also suggests, hey, stay tuned for some Wind Charger in the near future. I mean, if you're thinking in 3D right now, that's one way to look at it. Absolutely banger. If there's one thing this weekend that's like a day one pre-order, it's this one right here. And wow, just wow. And the fact that we have Peter Cullen in our hemisphere, maybe we could get Carr one day. Who knows? We'll get a Carr repaint or a retool from this, get Peter Cullen's voice on it, and we'll get some amazing Michael Knight expanded universe Transformer stuff. Now we need a comic. Skybound. Hey, Skybound. Let's make it happen, yo. Looking real good. Real good. Man, just messing with it at the Symbiote Studio booth. Was very happy and impressed with it. Very, very happy and impressed with it. Great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. T-Formers 2002 says, well, so what sounds does it have? It was hard to hear on your clip on Twitter. Yeah, I know. You have all that rabble in the background. So when you push the button, It's hard to see in the image here, but there's a button on the front of the hood. You get the like the sound that Kit would make when it's kind of you know stationary, and then you get some voice clips also. So, and it's even for me, it was hard to get the voice clips and stuff. So I wish I took a better sound clip from it, but I'm pretty sure Mark or Evan will grab it and they'll probably do something really good. Evan, I know who's probably actually probably Nate too from Hasbro from marketing. Either Evan or Mark, excuse me, Evan or Nate. If you're in the chat, maybe do like a little Instagram clip so people could hear the sounds. I'm pretty sure that won't be copyrighted by Instagram. So give that a shot, brother. Put it up there for people when you get a chance. You guys already have the finals. You could kind of do that. So amazing. The winner of the show, in my opinion. Although there was one other winner, but that one is more something in a later date that we'll be pre-ordering and picking up. I love it when a item that is of a character, which you can't see because it's being blocked over here by the catnip box and everything. But I love it when you have a character that, up to this point, if you wanted to own them, would be ridiculously expensive, you know? And this is a character that if you wanted to own any version of it, all that really exists from an official capacity is a $1,000 box set, if not more, of a somewhat fragile figure because of GPS of some of their limb and connection elements. And that, of course, is the photos that I took at the VIP Hasbro breakfast that I went to. And again, thank you to Evan, Nate, Shadi, and the whole crew for inviting me to that. That was really cool. It was great seeing Marcelo, who I haven't seen in a while. He does the box art for Transformers, and he was like one of the first artists I ever met, I think, at BotCon, because he goes back to like the alternator era in 2003. Marcelo was there. Vinny DeLeva was there. I mean, there was a lot of cool dudes. A lot of cool. John Warden was there at that breakfast, just having orange juice, eggs, bacon, watching RoboSen Megatron take a dive and break. There's video footage of that. But I've hyped it up enough. Let's just talk about it, yo. Hasbro PulseCon exclusive Dino King. Goddamn. Mm. I got Dino King back there. You can't see him. You can only see the beginning of the other monster bots. He's over here. Unfortunately, this pillar kind of covers it. But Dino King is an expensive toy. He's this big. He has GPS on him. Getting the shells in decent condition without paint rub, all of that, and it's going to cost you easily $1,000, if not more, without a box. With a box, 1,500 maybe. So to get this beautiful box set, all the Dino King members, Evan said they were really clever with what they did here. So the original Dino King didn't have like a big combined weapon or anything, but in the animation done by Toei and Sunrise and in the show, the animation model of Dino King had this like halberd kind of weapon. So they managed to make a halberd kind of weapon that combines from all the Dino King member elements, which was really, really cool that they did that. Brand new head sculpts that all match their different members. I put Evan on the spot to see if he could name all the members, and he passed with flying colors. So he's a real G. But great. And again, all the weapons that they have are the weapons that they had in the show, which was like really cool to see that, man. Like there was an extra love and care that was put to this box set. They looked at animation models, they matched those animation models. They actually kind of ignored a little bit the toy elements, which were just repaints, of course, from the Japanese monster pretenders. And you got like all these great retools and elements and weapons and combiner weapon elements and just a final silhouette that gives us a Dino King that is absolutely stellar. And what a great use. I mean, we knew this was coming for a while, but that didn't matter. It didn't matter because they were just absolutely amazing. Let me get some of these super chats and stuff. We got a YouTube member question from Princeton Phalanx 59. Could they make an Omnibot from him? They technically could. I know what you're referring to here, especially in the case of a, overdrive. But it's something where I just totally see kind of like the Omnibots being kind of their own tooling, and then they could just work stuff from there. But it's possible. It's possible. There's been a few collaboration stuff that we're still kind of waiting for the repaint retools of them. We're still waiting for, Armada Red Alert, you know? So, but this is great. I love, again, I'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. But that Agent Knight is just, I'm almost speechless. When I was holding it, I was like, wow, they really knocked it out of the park. Francesco with the whatever whatever currency that is, Francesco, let me know. You don't have to super chat again to let me know the currency unless you want to super chat again. But CLP 2000, was Devastator supposed to be Studio Series 86 for 2025? Yes, it's a 2025 Studio Series 86 Gamer Edition product. Will be spread across, again, 5 different items, 5 different releases. And our core class for that year will be the 2-pack of Long Haul and Hook, which will be Voyager classes with all the combiner elements included to kind of pack that out. So people will be very happy with it. Let's just put it that way. Stay tuned. But yeah. Yeah, looking great. Looking great. Sharif didn't know it was called a halberd. Yeah, that's, it's I guess what it's called. I don't know. I don't play D&D, so I wouldn't know. I'm more of a Magic the Gathering guy, but um yeah, CT Formers 2002. I don't see the Omnibots being that big. I agree, because it's a alternator sized figure. So it's something where I could see the Omnibots being their own tooling in a deluxe class, and then they could milk those car shapes and silhouettes for a whole bunch of other characters later. I could see, like, at some point we're going to get Streetwise for like a Defensor, and then they could take that Streetwise and then they could turn that into like not Overdrive, Camshaft or something, with a major retool. So there's certain things that could be done. The partials and the retools that we've seen from Hasbro over the past couple of years have been insanely incredible, from what we were used to and what we've been conditioned to for the longest time. I mean, just looking at stuff like Crankcase and what they did, or even the case of Metal Hawk from Cyclonus, and I could go on and on. Look at what they did with, even something like the Straxus and the G-Axis. There's a lot of great stuff going on there. So fantastic. But yeah, I'm down on Dino King. I think it's great. HasCon exclusive. It's going to be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that for HasCon. It'll be sold as a box set, and I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's either this or go buy a significantly smaller, expensive GPS one like I did all those years ago with no box. I don't even have the box. And yeah, I know it sucks there is no Pretender shells, but who knows what the future will bring. So we will see with that. But great stuff. Fantastic. Here's another one this one here didn't make the news at all. I posted it and no one ran with it, except I think like tformers.com. But I got to also mess a little bit with the HasLab item, and more specifically the little extra, I guess we'll call it tier item. And it's that of our little dude of Cerebros, or as he was called in the car robots Japanese market, of Plasma. It's the little head robot that would make your giant Brave Maximus or Fortress Maximus, depending on your region. The head sculpt itself is taken from the Japanese release of Titan's Return Fortress Maximus. The American version had a animation model accurate rebirth American season 4 G1 head. The Japanese version for Transformer Legends, the Sakamoto line, had this sculpt. So it's this one here. I was surprised that no one got the head sculpt shot, so I asked Nate to open up the glass case and let me take some nice photos. So again, shout out to Nate. Thank you for that. And then John Warden had to hold the glass up because Nate walked away with the screws. So I apologize for that. But yeah, pretty rad. Looks really good. Where is it? Let me just pull up some color elements here. So this is the original one right here of Plasma, because this is my Japanese one of, gosh, you could barely see him. It's over there. But so imagine probably these kind of color elements. Obviously, you have an EP2 over here with its molded in plastics that don't have its color decos put on. But just imagine something like that. Silver deco hits, and obviously come on, work with me here. There we go. Uh, some yellow eyes and silver hits, probably. If I had to take a guess, because the animation model was a little more buff in Car Robots. So that's what use your imagination to kind of figure out that one. But a nice little extra. Uh, Evan talked about, and this I believe this wasn't mentioned in any format, but Evan mentioned how people were asking about Aichan, also known as Tai. There is some difficulty right now as it pertains to characters in Transformers that were animation only characters and the rights and ownership of those characters to those animation studios. It's similar to what happened when we had Masterpiece Lio Convoy, and they teased Artemis as an extra thing that was included with the Lio Convoy, and then she was taken out of it with no explanation. That is because she was an animation exclusive character that didn't have a toy element during the original run of the show. That's why Moon has a toy, because it came out at the time when the show was out there, and they obviously had a deal with their animation partners to pull that off. But that's why our Artemis kind of got canceled in a small sense from the Masterpiece Lio Convoy. And that's kind of the same hiccup and problem we have here, where there has to be some kind of deal with the animation partner from Car Robots all those years ago in 2000 to have tie be done in any kind of product, even in the case of a HasLab item. This isn't so much a trademark issue, so much as a character issue. So that's kind of why tie so far hasn't been part of this yet. So, like Ashnud, you hit it right on the nose. Marvel Comics all over again. Like, yeah, we're talking Death's Head, we're talking Circuit Breaker. We're talking certain characters that they're divorced from the Transformer IP in terms of their licensing and media, but they're in the Transformers IP in their storytelling. So it's kind of a weird example, but yeah, that is kind of it too. At least in the case of Transformers, they own most of their characters and can get away with it. But in the case of Aichan, unfortunately, it is kind of weird. Again, we did have Aichan product back in the day. Kotobukiya did their like very wacky PVC figures. And you had that little Aichan that was done by Yuki Yoshima that was kind of with in a swimming pool or a hot tub, not a hot tub, a hot spring. And there was a little there was a little peeking going on there with the Gel Shark and stuff like. And then they did, of course, the Aichan that was kind of a different version through Alternity. So not Alternity, Asterix, which kind of was like a different interpretation of Aichan and stuff. So there's a lot of red tape with that. So I just want to kind of address that too, because I don't think that was ever publicly mentioned. So you're hearing it here first, and that's kind of the whole point of this live stream here, is to kind of give some in-between context between all the news that you guys have been piled on this past couple of days, with my absence not being around to kind of do the individual segments to break them down a little deeper. But we'll see. We will see. Then we got this one here. We'll talk about that after. Okay, so we might as well get into some sponsorship stuff. So we got Symbiote Studios, plush pins and t-shirts. I'm rocking the Catnip Bravo collaboration Transformers, and there's a Slag pin there for the Slag podcast. This is the sweater going on with that, with Starscream. You got with the crown there. These will be on the website soon. All of these. A lot of cool stuff that they have coming to the website. New pins, new t-shirts, new plushes, and everything, of course. Grimlock being one of those that will be showing up shortly. The version 3 toy accurate Grimlock. A lot of people were asking about these at at San Diego Comic-Con. They were wondering why it wasn't on the table. It was delayed in shipping, but this will be on the website shortly. Stay tuned for that. I believe August. I don't want to make promises on that, but stay tuned for that. And of course, all the other goodness, so many other stuff. Again, that's what's on the website right now available, but there will be more in the near future. Of course, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Sludge that we talked about did sell out very quickly. I love how the haters were hating on it, but it didn't matter because the haters aren't our customers. The customers are the people who love what we do. And if they want to support the Transformer Slag podcast, even though I don't run the company, I don't own the company, I don't work for the company, I'm just a creative consultant with them. And it makes me happy with when any of their product does very well and sells out. And a sellout for Symbiote Studios is a win for Proto Man and the Transformer Slag podcast. So another awesome one right there. That one sold out. The Rumble and Frenzy was doing well. Again, there's a new pin set. Stay tuned for that. That's also of all the Dino bots. So if you want to get some Slag action or some other Slag action or some Catnip Bravo action, or well, Catnip Bravo's holding a Hasbro pin there. But again, great stuff. Want to give a shout out, might as well also, to Symbiote Studios and, of course, Hasbro for VIPing me into the awesome experience at San Diego Comic-Con. I love how it says Proto Man Arsenault, not even my real name. We got to put Proto Man instead. Great stuff. But yeah, so go check out Symbiote Studios. A lot of really great stuff there. And of course, all the other merchandise. Stuff is shifting in and out. There's going to be new pony stuff, new of the other brands too. So go check out what's available right now, pin wise and plush wise, but it's all kind of all over the place, you know. Ben Williams, slag action means something quite different here in the UK. Well, lucky for me, I don't live in the UK. I live in the beautiful Montreal, and slag means metal, or in the Transformer term, it means poop. So I will have slag action any day of the week. That's what we do here. You know, we shoot the slag. But yeah, again, check out symbiotestudios.com. Check them out. Again, this sweater will be live soon. Really cool. It's a front zipper. Very good stuff. And expect more collaboration items with Catnip Bravo and all of that in the very near future. This is a long partnership that will not end. Mark my words. So go check all that out and more. And also got to give a shout out to the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Aaron's right in the middle of moving, going back to Rhode Island. So we will try to get a new segment out when the time comes. We're just kind of really busy right now, and so we can't really get him to have a microphone set up and do the podcast justice for that. But if you haven't been subscribing, I mean, why are you listening to my voice here when you could also get my voice at the channel, The Toy Armada with Aaron Archer, where we talk about all different parts of the industry, Transformers or otherwise from Hasbro, Kenner. We get guests on once in a while. We talked about Beyblade with one of the creators of Beyblade and importers. So really good stuff. Go check that out too. Aaron also has his brand new book that's out that debuted just a couple of weeks ago at TFCon, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 3, Aaron Archer's beautiful book, 36 full cover pages on glossy paper. I don't want to spoil what's in it, but there's a lot of really good stuff there of the Posca paintings and instructions from Transformers history from the man who designed most of them. So, really good stuff there. And of course, there's brand new Poscas that are up right now. When I did this slide a couple hours ago, the the Nemesis Prime was available. It has since sold out. So I don't know if the others are still in stock here. They have been selling out rather quickly. So go check out archermonster.com/shop. He has put new ones up, but some of these are sold. So go get them while you can. Don't hesitate on these because when they're gone, and that's kind of it. It's one of a kind. But these are quite amazing, and he always does well with these at every con and stuff. So great stuff. What do we got here? Shockwave 75 Slag is garbage left over after they melt metal. Yep, well, because he was a flamethrower, but here's the beautiful thing with the English language is it's flexible. It can mean a lot of things in different context. And sometimes it has to be only one thing, When I go, man, that's stupid. or man, that's stupid. Means two different things. Bad. If something's bad or bad, it's slang, you know? So it is what it is. Override already sold out. Wow. Okay, that was quick. That was there when I did these slides. Okay, someone bought that one quickly. Well, it's Nitro Convoy, so you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, very good stuff. Very good stuff. So again, check those out against archermonster.com/shop and Symbiote Studios to get your plush fix with my boys and gals over there. Everyone chilling. Very, very good. Very, very good. Ben Williams, Slag, don't make me flexible. Quite the opposite. Depends how it works, my friend, in the bedroom. Where are we at? But yeah, so go check that out. Again, his book, his Poscas, support some amazing creators in our hobby, aside from just me. Go support some other amazing people too in our community. So we'll talk about some cool stuff that we got now. I can't show everything I got. If I could show you a picture of my living room right now, it would be embarrassing. Got back from man, um, I literally had to reject free stuff from Hasbro because I couldn't take it home. That's how bad it was. When someone offers you the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Optimus 2-pack and you can't even take it because you don't have room in your suitcase. Now, when I say suitcases, I mean 4 suitcases. I had 4 suitcases and they were all full. Oh, what about personal items, Proto? Also filled with that, with plushes and t-shirts and everything. I was so packed that it was just like, I'm going to talk to Nate or I'm going to talk to Evan afterwards. We'll work something out that something could be shipped to me because I just had no space. It was just, I was at my limit. And when I got home and then emptied all my suitcases, it just showed just how much I had. So I'm not going to show everything that I got. I'm just going to I took little things that I got, presents and little things here and there. And, do little shout outs and things like that too. I apologize if I leave someone out. Again, my voice is still recovering. I'm still on a different time zone in my mind. Um, it's an embarrassment of riches. Let's put it that way. Um, James Hobson could have given you my address. Well, it's again, I was burned out. It was the longest con I've ever done. And I mean, I've done shows that are Wednesday to Monday. I've never done a Tuesday to Tuesday. And something that's that big, that huge, that much standing, that much walking, that much networking, hanging out with the Hasbro guys at the Hasbro booth, doing all kinds of business talk and, insider baseball conversation, hanging out with the Symbiote guys and all that stuff, the networking that happens with that. I got networking with some other companies that we got to talk about at some point in the future. Some of the items too. I mean, so you guys probably know who this guy is. I really didn't know who he was until this weekend. So an individual by the name of Pat Contry, the NES punk, he came by our booth and we had a very long conversation. And I didn't really, the face looks familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it. Um, and me and him talked the business for about a good hour, I would want to say. Uh, he's a big GI Joe guy, so it was really about like how would one revive GI Joe. And then Pat gave me one of his pins, so I don't know if you guys know who he is. I guess he has a big YouTube following. So me and Pat talked for a good hour, and so that was a really cool dude, really cool dude. So shout out to you, Pat. Thank you for swinging by and hanging out at the Hasbro Symbiote kind of booth and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Thank you, Pat. Thank you for the pin. As a thank you for the pin, I gave him the Optimus Prime as a fair trade. Here you go, brother. You like video games, right? Well, look at that. I had a video game exclusive. This is the prototype, obviously, but I had a video game exclusive of my table. So he's Pat the NES Punk, I think is his screen name. Um, so, but he was a cool dude. very. I apologize that I didn't know who he was, but he was really cool. He was really, really cool. Really nice dude. And I will talk to him again. We're going to talk business in the future. Save that GI Joe brand because he's very passionate about GI Joe. So, but I like that there was someone I could talk to about video games on a passionate level because you guys know, like outside of this craziness, video game merchandise, Proto Man, Mega Man. That's my bread and butter, also. So great stuff. Great stuff. So he was a cool dude. Um, Again, shout out to Matt Moylan, one of my partners in crime. He gave me this Proto Man, Mega Man pin egg set. He was at San Diego Comic Con this weekend with Ariga-san, who is the creator of the Mega Man mangas, the Mega Mix and Giga Mix. They had the huge Udon booth. And that's also, if you saw, the only other thing I was reporting this weekend was the Mega Man comic book. Stay tuned for that. A lot of Mega Man stuff in the future. But thank you again, Matt Moylan. Awesome dude, brother from another mother, for that hookup. That was really cool. Did I see the Jada Toys figure Proto Man? Brother, I was the one who reported it. Every photo that you see of that Jada Toys display comes from this guy right here. That was one of the first photos that I posted. I was like, Jada's here? What Mega Man stuff? Click, 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 click. Oh, damn, Proto Man. So, yeah, not only the reason why you guys have seen that Proto Man is because of this Proto Man. That's the exact reason. So yeah. Ninjatron, what is it? Pat makes great video. Yeah, I looked him up quickly. He looks like he has like a podcast or something that he does too, with an individual named Ian. So he looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. What I liked about him was it's nice to talk to guys that really understand the industry because like he's someone who clearly gets it, and so there was a lot of good stuff to talk about, a lot of really good stuff to talk about, not even just GI Joe but also just video games and the biz. He understands it. He understands it. What else? Let's grab this one here. Shout out to Robbie Musso and his new comic Divine Circuits. Robbie Musso is a Hasbro individual that, my goodness, the amount of packaging that he's designed throughout the years, the amount of comic books that he's worked with IDW. So Robbie has done this waifu meets alternators kind of story called Divine Circuits. Go check that out. You could pick it up, I believe, on his website. And I think he also has his Facebook page. Robbie, I apologize if I don't have all that lined up, but he hooked me up with that. He signed it for me. I was like, you got to sign it for me, brother. Didn't even let me pay for it. I wanted to pay for it. But go check out Robbie's stuff. He does some great work. And this is very like Masamune Shiro kind of style of the female characters, and a little bit of Bubblegum Crisis too, even, and with an alternator's flair of transforming robots and racing, because Robbie's a big racing guy like me, so he gets it. So that was really cool. Great seeing Robbie again. And it sucks because the show's so big. You get to see them once, you shake hands, you hug, and then they're gone to the ether and you don't see them for the rest of the weekend. So that sucks. But thank you, Robbie. Great book. Great book. What else to grab here? I want to give a shout out to, hold on, I gotta sort everything here. Oh, we got a super chat. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. Did you talk to Sergeant Slaughter? So Sergeant Slaughter's autograph signing, they gave me a ticket for the Hasbro VIP stuff. I got it from Eric, and essentially it was just kind of, he signs and then you could kind of get a selfie and then you got to kind of move along. I got the autograph, I did the selfie, didn't really get to talk very long. He was like a sponsored booth person, so like it's the Hasbro booth and then he's there. People are busy doing all kinds of stuff, and me, I don't like to hold up guests. I didn't pay for it, it was something I got for free. So it's just, I just like the opportunity, even if it was 5 cents. Would I liked the Cobra clutch on me? Sure, that'd be great. Would I like and that's in order? Sure, that would have been great. But I also respect the hustle, so I'll just let him do his thing, and I'll get another opportunity. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Um, James Hopkins, were you not able to walk away with some of the Proto Man stuff? Depends from where. Again, Udon, most of the Proto Man stuff that they had, I already have through Matt Moylan. I was literally just like missing this one, and I think they did like a crossover pin too. But Matt'll hook me up. Matt's a bro, so if ever I need any of that, he'll. I mean, he's in Toronto, so he's like a 6 hour drive for me. So it's not even like it's a difficult situation. Who's taller, Sergeant Slaughter or you? Slaughter, I believe, used to be like 6'5" or 6", but keep in mind he's older too, so I don't think that's a fair comparison. I'm 6'1", but I mean, Hulk Hogan used to be 6'7", but with all those back surgeries, he's like 6'3" now. So, and that's serious. That's a shoot. So it's something where is he taller than me? I don't know. He didn't seem taller than me, but at the same time, that's not fair comparison because he's also like an older dude now who's wrestled in the industry forever. So I don't know. I can't answer that properly. Oh, CLP is Chilean pesos. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Francesco. Um, where we at? So, oh yeah, stuff, more cool stuff. Shout out to Star Warrior Prime. He hooked me up this weekend with all because I was stuck at the booth most of the time, either the Hasbro booth or the Symbiote Studios booth. So he got me all the promo cards for the upcoming Dynamite Transformers cards, like the little celebration of the 40th anniversary. So he got me all 4 cards. So thank you so much, Star Warrior Prime. You saved me a lot of trouble. I am going to try to pick up the actual set of these. Fun fact with this that isn't known yet. Bob Budiansky is going to be doing the sketch cards that are included as chase cards in this set. Bob showed me them at TFCon. I wasn't allowed to take photos of them yet though, because he wants them to be a surprise. But I did see. So Bob's gonna. I think it's 16 sketch card chases that are out there when that comes. So that's pretty cool from Bob and I think a few other artists. Really cool stuff. Another shout out I want to give to Pokey Legend. Pokey Legend was that pretty girl that was at the booth at Symbiote with the ears and the blonde hair and everything. She got me some waifu cards, but more specifically this waifu card that I was hunting down from Kotobukiya. She went to the booth, and because she's a pretty lady, she was able to get me not only the and these, by the way, you can only get these if you went to the panel. I didn't have time to go to the panel, but when you send a pretty lady, aka my wife, and Pokey Legend, she's gonna get you a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to keep this one and all of these others, the Star Trek one, the Darkstalkers ones, the Princess ones, and again, another extra. These are going to go to patrons and stuff. I'm going to work something out with some of my patrons of the higher tiers and give them as an extra thank you in a gift box or something. These will be little gift items because I only needed the one. But when you ask a pretty girl to get something for free from a booth, especially a waifu booth, they're going to shower them with stuff. So that was pretty cool. So again, thank you, Pokey Legend. And of course, my wife sure helped too. Greasing the wheels with that. Giggity. Where are we at? Where are we at? I have the vintage. You have the vintage 333 with Sergeant Slaughter. I have it too, actually. Although the Sergeant Slaughter that I have with it is the original mail order one. I don't have the vanilla Sergeant Slaughter that was made for retail. So that's pretty cool, Francesco. Plus, wrestlers wear lifts in their boots. Yeah, it's a possibility. That wouldn't surprise me. Not to mention, boots in general also would give you a little bit of height. How was the meeting with Metal Hawk's voice actor? Oh, I should have brought that downstairs too. That's already on the wall. So that was a cool one because I went to the con and I didn't know that he was going to be there. I love San Diego Comic-Con, but if I have one suggestion, they are the absolute dog slag. I'm not going to say the other S word when it comes to advertising guests. They are just the worst. Their website is a nightmare. They don't really like it. They don't even mention like the top tier guests. Oh, if we have Robert Downey Jr., they're not even going to say that, like it's a mess. And then I go to the show and I'm there in the deal room before it opens. Everyone's still setting up for the weekend. And I see this giant banner and it's the voice of the original Speed Racer, Nail from Dragon Ball as a Nail the Namek, and the voice of Metal Hawk. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, what? And I scrambled to a business center in a hotel, the closest hotel I could get to, which was the Marriott. They always have like little business centers. And I put together this rinky dink print to get him to sign. And I got two signatures, one for myself and then one for a lucky patron in the near future. Anyone who's ever gotten a gift box from me, I always throw in sometimes an autograph or something too. And yeah, so I got an autograph from him because to me, Japanese voice actors are a once in a lifetime opportunity as a Westerner. And he's an older individual. I recorded footage of me getting the autograph. It's on, I guess, my phone or my wife's phone. I'm not sure. Um, I felt bad because of how old he was. I didn't want to say, could you say like pretenders, transform, master force, he's an older dude. But he did recognize it when I gave it to him. He had a handler and he's like, oh, pretender, metul hoku. And he's like, oh, so dane, so dane. And it was really cool. So really cool dude. Got to take a picture with him. That's like a grail for me because everyone knows I love Hot Rod, but Master Force is like one of, if not one of, Beast Wars, Master Force, Galaxy Force. Those are like some of my favorite Transformer series of all time. And Metal Hawk has always been one of those dudes that if he's sitting on Proto Man's desk right next to Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and Nitro Convoy, he's in good graces. Let's put it that way with Proto Man. So that was a big one to get his voice actor. Man, that's like again once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't know if anyone will get that chance ever again. He's also the voice of the original Speed Racer, but to be fair, I grew up on the original Speed Racer 66 Speed Racer from the American side with Peter Fernandez as the voice. So I remember more, but we must stop this race because Razor X must, so I'm more used to that one. Peter Fernandez, unfortunately, is no longer with us, but the original voice actor of the Japanese side is so. But I got a great Metal Hawk autograph. That was surreal. Great stuff. Another great meet and greet that I got, I posted on my Twitter, was meeting Ultraman Zero. Um, Ultra 7's my favorite Ultraman, but Ultraman Zero is a very close second place. I think he's the coolest dude on the planet. And getting to meet a suit actor, well, even though it wasn't the original suit actor, but just someone in a suit actor, an Ultraman costume, and in a great one as that, and do a side by side meet and greet photo and shake his hand. That was great. Love that. Love that. I wish I could show you guys all the photos I took. Like it's out. Ooh. There's a message from Mark because he wasn't at the show. Anyways, we'll talk to him later. But yeah, ugh. But yeah, Ultraman Zero. That was hype. That was really cool. That was really really cool. Um, get to some of the other stuff too. Also, because I took out some of the cards here, doing some kind of part. So I talked with you guys a couple weeks ago how I was thinking about doing maybe a card channel just as a side little project. I want to talk about the histories of non-sports cards, specifically the Marvel and DC stuff throughout the years. And I feel that I have a substantial collection and knowledge to do that, and really do something that none of the other content creators have done at that point. That community is very small and niche, and I feel that I could really add something to that. So I talked with Upper Deck that weekend, and specifically with their stuff they're doing with Marvel and DC, and they made a Proto Man trading card. There you go. Look at that. Proto Man trading card. So, Proto Man trading card. So, yeah. So that'll probably be in a patron box at some point if you want a Proto Man trading card. Got a nice fat stack of them here. Um, an an actual Upper Deck Proto Man trading card. Love it. Great stuff. So that's something in the near future, guys. Stay tuned for that. Uh, it's funny. That's all. Um, what's my mutant power? Having more knowledge than anyone else when it comes to stuff that is absolutely unimportant. in the grand scheme of things. And good at sports. Let's put it at that. That's about it. Um, so that's something in the near future we're going to take care of. I have to talk to TJ, who's one of the marketing consultants and stuff. They have a brand new DC trading card set coming out, so they need someone who's really in the know, and I'm in the know. So what do you know? You know. But again, thank you for that. Here, guys, this is probably the most you'll ever see of my wife, but I'm going to do it from far away because people are creepy. Because we did a Team Proto Man trading card, and that's all you're getting. It's me and my wife there, and that's all you're getting. So that one was just for fun on the side, but that was really cool of them. If you came to the con this weekend, you got to see my beautiful wife in person. But going to get that graded. I don't know, Ninjatron. I put it in my suitcase afterwards. I'd probably get an 8 at this point. It was all bouncing around. I actually like Star Warrior Prime. He gave me the promo cards, and I protected those more than I protected my own trading cards. And even the waifu cards are in penny sleeves. So imagine my own card I treated like garbage. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? I just want to make sure I don't miss any questions. You gonna sign them? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I sign for free anything already at con, so it doesn't make a difference really. What else do we got? Oh, here's some cool stuff. So this was cool stuff. So where's the? This is now. I'm gonna need the phone. One moment. So you guys know how big a Street Sharks fan I am, and how I love '90s properties and stuff. And let me get a good photo if I have a good photo, because I need a good photo. So they had an absolutely banging display at the show. Sorry, just give me a moment here. I gotta go through hundreds of photos here. Hundreds of photos. Oh, here we go. So they had an absolutely banging Street Sharks display, like huge, huge display at Mattel. And shout out to, I forget her name. Again, you're stuck at the booth the whole weekend. And a girl came by the booth. I forget her name. I apologize, but you were an absolute lifesaver. She was holding a Street Sharks poster, right? And I was like, "Where did you get that?" And she's like, "Oh, the designers are over there doing a signing and giving out the poster." Now, I was wearing my '90s Dead Toy Line jacket. People who saw it at TFCon, it has Street Sharks right here. So I went to that signing and they saw that I had Street Sharks on there. And I told them, "Look, guys, I don't want to sound like a dick, but everyone here that's getting these autographs are not a bigger Street Sharks fan than I am." So they not only signed it, but they drew a little ripster for me on there. And I got a signature of all the designers. And then, of course, my wife was with me, who loves Moby Licks. So we got a Moby Licks also. Big shout out to the crew. Thank you super, super much. They asked me my opinion, who should be the next wave of guys. And I'm like, well, you got to do Moby Licks. You got to do Rocks. If you want to do a little more of a deep cut, Radical Benz, you know, fantastic. More Street Sharks are coming. They revealed Moby Licks that weekend, as well as Manta Man and some others to come. Stay tuned. So, yeah. I actually took photos of them. Wait, I mean, did I? One moment. I could show you those photos. I don't even think those are public. One moment. Let me see. I could show those. Let me show those. One moment. Mobilix. Mobilix. Where are you? I want to make sure I get everything. Apologize for this in advance. I want to make sure I get all these photos for you guys. There's a close-up, by the way, of Kit at my booth, just chilling. You were able to snag the poster on eBay. Thank goodness, David. Hope you didn't have to pay too much. Pro Man, you got to show them your jacket. It's Toys R Us and KB Toys alive. Keeps KB Toys alive. Yeah, man. Seriously, eh? Yeah, David got. You know what, David? I should have got you to wear the jacket and take a photo wearing it. Would have looked good on you too, brother. Let me find if I have more of that Moby Lick stuff. Oh God, I have a million photos to go through here. That's the problem. So many. The breakfast, Hasbro breakfast. I like this. This was at the breakfast. This was the coffee booth at the Hasbro VIP breakfast. It was like Transformer One themed. Like I took so many photos, I didn't post any of them. I probably should. I'll make like a folder or something so people could just go through it. Um, reveals the Sandy Moby. That's a good one, actually, Ninjatron. But yeah, so there was that. What else? What else? Well, since we're on the topic of David Cabal in the chat, David gave me this really cool 40th anniversary Ninja Toidles. That was pretty awesome. Did not open it yet just because nothing's been open this weekend. Absolutely nothing. And on the topic of Ninja Turtles, because I picked up from Super 7 this guy here, their Unicron boxed. I also picked up a few of their other items, but this one, the reason why I brought this one down to talk about it is so I actually compared it with the singular carded release. I don't see a difference between the two. I really don't. Maybe I'm blind, maybe I'm stupid, but they look exactly the same size, same paint scheme. So you're pretty much paying for the box. Nothing wrong with that. I think the box is really cool. It's a good companion piece. Um, but I think it's the exact same figure as this individual release. I don't even think there's a single paint deco difference. So, but I think this is really cool though. It's really cool. It has a bio on the back. That's all written stuff too. So that's pretty cool. Oddly enough, Unicron does not have all tens. I'm surprised. So whoever wrote that bio, I don't want to sound like a dick, but for shame, that should be all tens or 11s for Unicron. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's it because there's so much stuff upstairs. Like, obviously like some of the other exclusives, but yeah. Uh, BBTS still has the latest Street Sharks available for pre-order. Yeah, here's the thing. So Wave 2 was shown off at the show, but they also showed Wave 3, which was Moby Lick's Manta Man. I gotta find that image, just so I could show you guys. Because, again, I don't want to brag, but if I wasn't taking photos and sharing them on Twitter, a lot of this stuff you wouldn't have. Hey guys, it's the Black Ranger. There's Zach. He was chilling with his nice NBA jersey going on there. That was pretty cool. Black Ranger pins were selling quite well that weekend. Come on. I don't want to waste your time here. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, that Super 7 Unicron's pretty badass though. I like it. I like it. It looks great. It's just it's unfortunate that the paint scheme isn't unique though. No, no photos, no photos. There's me with Godzilla. I'm gonna post all of these later on. So much good stuff though. So much good stuff. One thing I will say though. One thing I will say. Um, I haven't been back to LA since probably 2019, and I haven't been back to San Diego since 15 maybe. Um, San Diego Comic-Con is awesome. San Diego, on the other hand, the homeless situation I have never seen so bad in my entire life. I have never seen, like, I joked about this with Joseph of Symbiote Studios. It should be San Diego. You could practically taste it. It's like every morning we got out of our hotel room, we would always notice that they're cleaning the sidewalk with power blast water every morning. And I was going like, that's where they do that. You want to know why? The amount of fecal matter and people taking craps on the street is intense. And considering I wear expensive basketball shoes, yeah, let's just say I switched up to more liberal shoes afterwards. that weekend. Like, oh my goodness, the homeless situation, the fecal matter on the ground situation. San Diego, what is going on? What is going on? Wow. It was sad. It was really sad. We went to a discount store because I was looking for paydays. Everyone who knows Proto Man really wants to get paydays. I went to a discount store. All of the paydays were expired. And I realized that I was in a discount store that was in a very rough part of the area. So when I bought some gum and some payday chocolate covered ones because those were not expired yet. And I literally just gave my change away. I felt so bad. There was so much homeless people there. But as a Canadian, I don't need the American money, especially the change. So I was just giving it away. But man, it was really rough. It was such a shame how much homeless there was there. It's crazy. It was like no joke, probably every 5 steps, and it kills me when I see them with dogs too because I feel really bad for the dogs, and the animals. My goodness. And I haven't been back there since 2006. Was it 15 or 16? No, I think it was 15. So, but yeah. What shoes was I rocking? I was rocking I went for LeBron 11s because they have the Proto Man colors, which are like the red with the gold. So I was rocking the LeBron 11s because I felt those would be really good to wear with the Proto Man pin and everything. But then I was looking at what I was stepping at. Like, no joke, guys. You're stepping on fecal matter getting back to the con. There was just shit everywhere. 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 You have to watch where you walk. It was insane. Insane. And that's why every morning you're looking at their power washing the streets. And I'm going like, oh my God, that's why. If you drop anything on the ground, just forget about it. You're done. You're done. My goodness. It was insane. Timmy, if you're going to San Diego, I don't know, brother. Don't leave the hotel. I don't know. That was a shame. That was a shame, though. It really was. That's why I was just like, I have any change. Here you go. Like some homeless people are pretty rude, but there was one guy that like, he was very nice when we came in. He had a walker and everything. He went to go pay. I gave him my change after I paid. He was like, good luck. God bless you, brother. So I was like, thank you, sir. But it was really rough there. Such a shame. I'm not used to that really in Montreal. Like we do have homeless, but you see it like you see one homeless guy, maybe, you know, maybe once every like 100 blocks, maybe. They kind of and if you do see a lot of homeless people, it's because they're all like in one spot, maybe. But it was everywhere. It was pretty rough. In the morning, in the night, in the evening, they're everywhere. It was such a shame. Yeah, see, uh, Shockwave 75, I had to explain what Skid Row was to people that weekend because they didn't even know what that was. And I'm telling you, it was like Skid Row. It was so bad. There was tents everywhere. Woof. As a Montrealer in that beautiful city, I was not used to that. I was not used to that at all. Where are we at? I don't want to. I'll stay off that topic because it's a mess. It's a mess there. But otherwise, yeah. Um, guys, don't make this political stuff, okay? Let's not make it political. I'm going to say it once and I'll say it again. Don't make it about voting for your favorite millionaire, all right? And trading their baseball cards. Both of them don't care. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah. Thank you, Space Ghostal, for bringing it back to Transformers. Are the aerial bots 2026? Did you get to play with Studio Series 86 Optimus? I got to touch it, to move it around, to take photos. I didn't get to really play with it because what they did is they had 3 of them on display, one in each different state of transformation. So you weren't really allowed to like pick it up and mess with it because it was really like a display piece, those ones. Like even the let me show you here for a second. Even the Brave Maximus one, if you look carefully, look at his feet of the plasma, they're glued down. So a lot of them, they were also kind of glued down and stuff because they were for display purposes. So like I wanted to show the transformation. So luckily for you know, luckily in the case of a headmaster, if it's glued down by the feet, oh, I want to see how the head looks. Sure, no problem. You know, I was lucky for that at least. But a lot of them were glued down, so I wasn't really able to mess with them. But I mean, it's cool in person. As someone who owns the masterpiece one, what a fantastic, retail masterpiece in a lot of ways. So I was really impressed with how that turned out. Yeah, I was really that was really cool. As for the aerial bots, they are coming. They are coming. We do have listings for aerial bots. They'll be part of the Generations Prime thing because the Devastator is Studio Series 86, but more specifically Studio Series Gamer Edition Studio Series. And then you have the other combiner, which is going to be Generations Prime, and it's going to be aerial bots. We know that 100% because we've seen the listings for the limbs and stuff like that. So take from that what you will, but you know that you've heard it here first, and you probably know what's going to happen. That's all I'm going to say. I missed a post somewhere. If I miss any questions, please just repeat yourself. I will get to them. I don't want to miss everything. Horned Owl, I heard a rumor that this year and it will be the last year of the convention will be in San Diego because of the cost and other issues in the city. Have you heard anything about that? Yes, I did actually. One big problem that people were having in San Diego is even the most smallest hotels are ridiculously greedy. Um, I travel all over the United States for different conventions and stuff like that. And you always, as a Canadian, it's like, oh my God, you could buy cheap food here and all of this stuff. San Diego takes advantage of people. You go to buy a pack of gum, it's $3. You go to buy, you go to get your hotel room in a seedy hotel that's like 40 minutes away, it's $500 a night. Um, and that's disrespectful to San Diego Comic-Con because they, think about it. If the hotels are expensive and the food are expensive, people don't go to the con because they can't afford it. Or they can't afford even to buy anything in the con, so the dealers suffer because you have no money because you have to pay for your hotel and food. So not fair. Not fair to people. It's pure greed by the locals that now, if they leave, if San Diego Comic-Con leaves San Diego, well, you did it to yourself. You shot the golden goose. You killed it. So, and judging by how that place looks right now, with San Diego gone, good effing luck. Good effing luck because it looked like there was a lot of places that rely on San Diego coming through every year and all those places making money from those businesses, from that business. So they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. Um, does it replace Earthrise, the Studio Series 86? 200%. But that being said, I've always felt Earthrise was always kind of a middle of the road authentics product, meaning like it was never really G1 Prime cartoon so much as it was an authentics kind of Prime. Let's do a Truck Optimus, but it's not exactly this style, but it's not exactly that style, but it's still Truck Optimus, you know? And I feel bad for people that are fighting about that. Oh, I just need my Earthrise leader. I'm fine, because sometimes people don't want to admit that they got the lesser product. Look, I could get the lesser product and accept that the new one's better. Facts are more important than emotions. It's just how it is. Proto, did you hear that Kingdom Huffer will be able to carry Studio Series 86 trailer? Yep, that is true. That is true. It could be hauled by Kingdom Huffer and Roller. Roller also has the same peg to haul that trailer. T-Formers 2002. Did you happen to ask about G1 Sure Shot and Core Dinobot? I did not. That wasn't on my head at the time, in all honesty. Eyes on Ace. I got the touch. Laugh out loud. I got the touch. Laugh out. I literally laughed out loud. Did I say something? I don't remember. Sometimes I just say things without thinking. Protos, since you chatted up Hasbro, any news on minicons? Didn't really talk about it. The only conversation kind of related to that came up was core class going away and then Hasbro protecting that price point for something that's going to come. What that was, Stay tuned. But there is a price point of a similar nature that is protected for that SKU of the Walmarts, the Targets, and otherwise. So stay tuned. Sarah, the Mexican Transformers community are asking why they should buy the new Leader Soundwave if Hasbro is going to release a studio series in less than 2 years. I agree with you, Sarah. I feel that the Soundwave Leader class that we're getting from Legacy is an example of what I call a last hurrah. A last hurrah is when you have a mold that's popular and you want to get just one last twist out of it before they make a better one later on. I firmly believe that Mark and Evan and the Takara team leaving the John Warden era, which is where the first Soundwave mold came from, the Netflix one, and going into their era, a Studio Series 86 one, will be the better option later on. So I would wait unless you want to get a bunch of cassettes, but at the same time, I mean, I would say get the Masterpiece. I love Masterpiece Soundwave, just get that one. But otherwise, yeah, I would wait. Uh, where are we at? Where are we at? I want to give a shout out to Mayoral Fabrication, by the way, who's in the chat, aka Edgar Mayoral. He hooked me up. I don't have any of the stuff that he hooked me up with. Again, because I couldn't leave the booth, was super busy, and even when I was at the Hasbro booth, it was more business talk than it was getting exclusives. He managed to hook me up with Death's Head, so that was really cool of him and some of the other stuff. So thank you again, Edgar. Really cool. Thank you for the other thing that you gave me, which I will reveal a year from now. Something really cool for the TFCon charity auction. I want to save that as a secret. That'll make a nice, good reveal for people. I guarantee it. Edgar, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be the number one item at TFCon's charity auction and sales. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you for getting that to me. But let's keep it on the down low for a year. I know it's a lot to ask, but we'll keep it on the down low. And then hopefully I'll ask, we have Evan, who's our AV guy, different Evan from TFCon, who's our AV guy. I'll make sure he records that and we get a clip of it so we could show you how well it did. But yeah, we'll stay tuned for that. Put it people like that. Gotta roll dinner time, Proto. Thank you for the awesome live stream. Thank you, Michael Koo, for all the love and support as always, brother. Bigum, hopefully core class gets replaced with mini compact. We will see. We will see. Who else do I want to give a shout out to? Because I saw so many people. AZT, one of the head moderators of TFW 2005. He came by with his wife, and it was so embarrassing. AZT, I love you, man. But he was with his wife, and he's like, this dude's the man right here. So thank you, AZT, for the love and support. That was really cool. Hooked him up also with an Optimus Prime and stuff. Who else? Tony Bacala, of course, the head creator of TFW, was there. Talked with Alex for a bit. Whole bunch of great guys. What I loved about SDCC was the networking, the connections, the hanging out with people, the talking business. Those are very important. Those are very important, and that's why a lot of times, people wonder like, oh, should I go to a con? Should I not go to a con? If you're somebody who wants to get into the industry or when it comes to business, brother, if you ain't going to those cons, there's nothing you could do from your bedroom at home that's going to help you out. You got to be there. You got to talk to those people. You got to find your opportunities and stuff like that. So definitely, definitely. And again, shout out to those Hasbro peeps, man. They were awesome dudes that weekend. They really were. Sarah says, I feel that Studio Series Commander class is a little over engineered compared to the first edition that was less backpacked and less paneled. It was made that way to justify the price. I think it's more so that when you have a masterpiece and how it's engineered and how that masterpieces are a lot of times an open-ended cost, meaning that they figure it out and then they figure out the cost afterwards. They go, oh, if it takes this, there's no MSRP with a masterpiece. It really is, this is how much it costs to make it. Okay, let's figure out the costing with that. And then we make the MSRP afterwards. If it's, 7,800 yen or if it's 100,000 yen or whatever, So they're more open-ended with that, where with something like a studio series, they have a price point they have to hit, And if they get a little extra, then they add a little extras to go with it, whether it be blast effects or extras or stuff like that. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Podcast on a Tuesday, I just wanted to do a live stream because I figured it would be a lot easier to just do a live stream to cover all the stuff instead of waiting until Saturday. I figured, and I'll tell you why actually in a moment, since I got some people here, but um, this Saturday too is going to be a busy one for me, which I'm 50-50 if I'm going to do a live stream on Saturday, because if you are in the Montreal area this weekend in Montreal is the second largest anime convention in North America. The largest anime convention in North America is Anime Expo in LA, which gets over 250,000 people every year. The second largest is Otakuthon. And Otakuthon in Montreal is the second largest, which also gets almost 250,000 every year of people. I will have a booth with a bunch of other people at the Bandai Namco Plamode booth. It's a huge booth, 18 tables, which is probably not going to be 18 tables. It's going to be a giant, massive area of releases and stuff and everything like that. I will be there. I will have a section there building kits and answering questions for people who are new to building model kits. I do this every year with Bandai and the crew and Plamode and the Montreal Gundam building community. So I will be there August 2nd to the 4th at Otakuthon. If you are a YouTube fan, if you are a fan of the podcast, you don't have to be Patreon. You don't have to be a YouTube member. If you are just a fan of the podcast, come up to me and say, hi, I have some San Diego Comic-Con, some stuff for you. I will give you some little gifts that Hasbro gave me to give you guys who are fans of the Transformer Slag podcast. So I have a little something, something. I don't want to say what it is. That way it's special for you guys. Nice little something, something if you come by and say hi. So I will bring those to the show for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So check that out. Again, Otakuthon at the Palais de Congrès, the Palace of Commerce and Congregation at downtown Montreal. Go check that out. There will be a lot of brand new Bandai stuff on display. Kotobukiya with the waifu Transformer stuff on display, as well as the other Kotobukiya Transformer related content. There will be a giant Gundam. There'll be model kit building. There'll be free model kit classes where we give you free model kits to build and learn how to build model kits. Last year we had Pikachu, Goku, and the RX-78. So go check all of that out. And of course, I will be there with a table too in that Crazy Humanity booth 1101 to 1118. That whole chunk over there. You practically can't miss me. I'm going to be right at the entrance when you come in, although there's multiple entrance doors, but right at the entrance there. Go check that out. I'll be rocking all kinds of stuff. I'll rock a Transformer Slag podcast shirt one day too. The others will be Symbiote Studios, but check it out, yo. Hope to see you there. And again, come bug me. Say you're a fan of the podcast, and I'll give you a little something, something from Hasbro as a thank you. Figured I'd cover that too. So, because that's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Thursday too, for setup, I will see if I get back in time on Saturday night to do the live stream. We will see. We will see. There will be tomorrow a podcast segment. We're going to try to get back to our normal schedule of daily podcast segments with news and updates and deep dives and everything like that of everything that's going on. I'm slowly recovering. The voice is slowly getting there. But yeah. So a little extra bonus for my Montrealers if you come to the show. Ninjatron, what are you saying there? I've been to Palais de Congrès. It's one of the most beautiful hideout weird buildings ever built. So it was originally a building built for car shows in downtown Montreal. That's why it's so big and very industrial. But what's cool about it, it's located right next to downtown Chinatown in Montreal. So you do like an anime convention and then you literally feed out of it into downtown Chinatown. So you get great food and tons of people all in cosplay in downtown Chinatown with the lanterns and everything. It's so beautiful. I love my city so much. I will never leave. If anything, going to California reminds me just how much I love Montreal. It's just sometimes. But yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. But yeah, again, if you're in Montreal, go check out this weekend Otakuthon, Montreal, the second largest anime convention in the world. We overtook Anime North. Anime North is slipping. What's happened in Toronto? What is happening? What has happened in Toronto? Where are we at? Let me take some more questions. Let me take some more questions. Is Bandai still doing Digimon model kits? I don't know actually. I don't know. Like I have like some of their forms because I'm going to be doing stuff again with them this week. I have more stuff upstairs. Should I go get it? Oh, I'm not going to go get it now. It's if you guys saw my living room, it's a dump. It's just so bad. All the stuff is just everywhere right now, you know. But yeah, great stuff. So go check that out too. How much time we got left? Oh my God, we only have 13 minutes left. What is going on? Go check out Ninjatron stickers. That's all I got nearby me here. Um, but yeah, it was a great weekend. Otherwise, though, thank you again for all the fans who came by. Um, Probably my biggest flex of it all was I was hanging out with a bunch of people, and we were at the Hasbro booth, and one of the Hasbro people was like, "Are you Proto Man?" He's like, "Yeah, we watch your stuff all the time." Because again, they know who they are in the chat. They're chilling right now. Um, so that was a good flex. It was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. So made me feel good about myself. But it was a great weekend. Again, thank you again to Hasbro for the hookup, VIP breakfast, all that stuff, all the goodness. And again, Symbiote Studios for all the love and support too and everything. Uh, will I be back next year? That's probably a yes. As long as it doesn't conflict with TFCon Toronto, I'm going to have to talk to Colin and make sure that doesn't happen. Because it would be really sucky if both TFCon Toronto and SDCC are on the same weekend. It has happened in the past where those shows have conflicted. So if it does conflict, I hate to say it, I would actually skip San Diego Comic-Con and stay with TFCon. Um, but if they're not, I'm back, baby. I'll be back there. Maybe in a new location. Ninjatron, next time, could you just bring me a stack of your stickers and like a Ziploc bag of loonies and toonies, and I'll sell them at my table? Like, no joke. Like, it's the same theme of my stuff, you know? Like, it just works. I would gladly do that for you, you know? And the bag of loonies is for change because my change is all in intervals of 5. Roman Jim and Proto Man, what did you think of the HasLab G.I. Joe Rattler? I love it. I predicted it because the second, so when they were setting up, right? So you have all the emptiness and they had that runway and it was empty. I was like, man, that's the Rattler right away. I was like, that's the Rattler. What I didn't predict was the figures included. Hey, is anyone breaking up a Rattler and want to get rid of their Baroness? I'll take your Baroness. Why did they put such a good Baroness figure with that HasLab? Ugh. Oh, that looks good. And I got to see the cantina in person, which was pretty cool. I love the cantina. It's my favorite scene in Star Wars, but I just don't have a coffee table of space to waste on it. So, it was cool to see it in person and kind of get the like touch with the modulator stuff of it because that was all at the breakfast. You were kind of able to mess with that stuff. I really should, man. I got to get more of those photos out there because there was a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of cool stuff. Uh, Michael Butcher, I just saw an article on T-Formers that Evan said Tuesday will be shorter than CW. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at some scale right now, and we'll see. We'll see. Uh, Actually, to let people know, so this is sold out. The Mega Drive Megatron, that sold out. There's a few that I have that I put aside for patrons. Those are going to be shipped out soon. I actually have to the patrons. You know who you are. You contacted me through Patreon. Um, we got to get that shipped out. And then that's it for those. Those are done and retired. The next one that we have is going to be coming at Baltimore TFCon. So Baltimore TFCon will be the new exclusive. I don't want to say what it is. All I'll say that it's really cool. You know, it's going to sell very well. It's going to be very popular. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. But we do have another one coming for Baltimore, and it will be available at Baltimore, TFCon Toronto, and TFCon LA 2025. So it will be available at those 3 locations. So if you can't make it to the East Coast Baltimore, if you can't make it to the Canadian Toronto, or if you can't make it to the West Coast LA, you have 3 different opportunities outside of eBay. Obviously, my patrons will get an opportunity outside of that, you know? But yeah, stay tuned for that. That's something that's currently in production. And TFCon Baltimore, I believe, is the last week of October going into August, going into November. So yeah. So stay tuned for that. A lot of good stuff. Trying to think what else. My goodness. Trying to think what else. We got a lot of other stuff, but if you got any more super chats, ask me. Just trying to think. Everything's upstairs. Most stuff's upstairs, and yeah. The only other cool thing I got was some Botsmaster trading cards from Korea. Check those out. Those are really cool. But those I'm gonna probably do a photo shoot done proper for those. Time of the End with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Time of the End. Thank you for the super chat. They always help the podcast. Proto, you think it was worth buying the Soundwave pack for Buzzsaw or wait for Buzzsaw on a single release? I have a vibe feeling that whatever that new price point is that's supposed to be core class, if it's something that involves multiple figures in a very mini-con kind of price point, whatever new Soundwave we get, his cassettes are going to get that Studio Series treatment. So that new price point that's going to be core for that, you know what I'm saying? Um, I had this discussion in the Discord just recently for the Transformers Slag podcast. In the past 5 years, we've had 8 different Bludgeons products, and 6 of those were action figures. 2 of those were trading card related, but or PVC related. But we had 6 different Bludgeons in the past 5 years. There's going to be no shortage of Soundwaves, Buzzsaws, Laserbeaks, Rumble and Frenzy, Ratbat, Buzzsaw. You know, maybe the Dino cassettes are more of a dream, but you know, those ones, I mean, come on. There's going to be something. The one thing with this line is you can never rest your laurels on one thing forever, unless it's a masterpiece. And even then, they remake them. So that's kind of one of those things where it's like, honest opinion, Time of the End, I'd wait. Honest opinion, because you'd be buying a leader class price point for that. You know, it's like buying Star Convoy for a Micromaster Hot Rod. Not that I didn't do that. Michael Butcher, I hope so. Eject and Rewind need better treatment. Exactamundo, Michael. You're already seeing a little bit into the future there. So it's something where we will see. We will see how much time we got left. We got 5 minutes left. But yeah, again, love it all. Check out Symbiote Studios with the cool shirt. Go get that, the brand new hoodie when it's available. You know, get the brand new Dino pins. Got my Slag right there. Nice enamel pin there. Get the new Catnip Bravo plushes and everything. And the Catnip Convoy plush is available on the website too. So you can get the Catnip Bravo as Optimus Prime on there. Always get a Slag. You got to support the podcast. Pick up a Slag plush or Slug. It'll always be Slag. All that goodness. Rocking the Dr. Wily. You have no idea, brother. You have no idea. Well, Dr. Wily, in some continuities, was kind of responsible for Proto Man. So it's not too far off. Not too far off. It's what happens when you have a lot of testosterone in you. Where we at? Where we at? Just want to make sure I don't miss any other stuff here. Gosh, there's so much crap upstairs. Other stuff I bought the Street Sharks Pool Shark. I got the Godzilla Jet Jaguar 2-pack from Super 7. I got the what else did I get from Super 7 had some crazy stuff. Like, man, if I could have just bought everything from Super 7, I would. Like, they had a lot of good stuff. I got the Jada Toys, Chun-Li, and Violent Ken. That Violent Ken and Chung-Li look boss as hell. They also loved the 90s jacket. They saw that jacket because I was wearing it when I bought it. They loved it because they were big Crystar fans at Jada. So shout out to the Jada guys. So they saw the the Crystar Jada stuff going on. So that was pretty cool. They liked that Marvel Legends did that. It's all the toy guys, all the different companies. They're all friends. They all love what each other are doing. There's no rivalries there. They're all big geeks that love this stuff. So it's great. Patrick Brown, Link, best wishes to you and the situation. Hope all get. Oh, something wrong with Link. Link says here, I'm just at the end of my rope with money. I would want my collection to go to someone that would appreciate it. Something wrong, Link? What's happening? You got to be careful, Link, when it comes to spending. This hobby could be very expensive. Joseph Ryder with the super chat. Joseph Ritter. Joseph Ryder with the super chat for $5. Back from SDCC, catching up on work. How about that hot tub party? That's a mouthful. Hot tub party with Cocoa Pebbles cereal. Only alphas allowed. Street Sharks for life. Indeed, my friend. Indeed. Street Sharks for life. Oh, God. Not true. We all hate each other. Looking at you, Toddland. So, let's see. We'll take a few non-super chats before we call it quits. Link CW, love what you do, Proto Man. You guys make the world a better place. I just try to keep positive. You know, I have a don't care personality of all the negative in the world. I don't got time for that stuff. Life is short. Spend it on the stuff that's important. You know, forget all that other crap. That's why there was politics in the chat there. Get that F out of there. Get that out of there. I don't care about that stuff. It's only one political party. You're looking at it right here. It's all that matters. I don't care about those millionaires. They don't care about you. Trust me. Trust me. I don't want to go on a rant, but trust me. Trust me, they don't. Michael Butcher, the 2-pack will probably appear in a few weeks on Pulse. I imagine Hasbro PulseCon will be a reveal of Q4 legacy stuff. So we're probably going to see, and again, some of this is, obviously not big surprises, but like the reissue stuff of the Cosmoses and the Tarns and everything in new packaging. So we're going to see the Cosmos in a legacy packaging for reissue, and package refreshes. But there will be some new stuff that will be shown. Some of it I don't want to talk about, but let's just keep it at that because you could probably figure it out if you listen to some of the past segments. But stay tuned for that. Let's take another non-super chat. Dark Prime 55 Proto, do you think 40th anniversary of the 86 movie will get Titan class Unicron 86? Nope, because the Titan class will be something else. That's all I'm going to say. But you will see a Unicron trademark at some point because the trademark has expired as of 7 months ago and has been refreshed by the U.S. Patent Office. So within the next 4 years, you will see another Unicron, but it could be a PVC figure for all we know. This guy just slid in before the trademark expired from Super 7's side of things. So, but doesn't help with the trademark there. So, Triptychon has a trademark that has to be done within the next year and a half. So that's another one, So you might see a Triptychon soon. Again, simple science, my friends. Simple science, you know? Uh, Juan Prime, when do you think the Fracture Friendship 2-pack will appear on Pulse? Probably Transformer Thursday, maybe, because they're going to drop some pre-orders probably then. I didn't get that 2-pack. That 2-pack was offered to me for free, and I couldn't take it because I didn't have the space in my luggage. So, Nate, if you're listening, we got to work something out, man, because I had no space. I blame the Street Sharks. They took too much space. That Pool Shark 2-pack is too much. But yeah, we'll work out something. Joseph Ryder, Mattel is crazy, so probably no. What was the question, Joseph? Someone say something. Link CW Proto. Basically, I fell down some stairs, hurt my back. Ooh, not working, so I'm broke. Living out a hotel room. It is. I have maybe well. This is what I always suggest, and I've talked about this before. This hobby, while we love it, what's beautiful about it is it's also an investment of cash. We don't like the part with money, and we also don't like the part with toys. But the beautiful thing is that if you need money, look, if you being able to survive means you have to sell your Nemesis Prime Bloody Tusks, big convoy, sell it, get the money. One day you'll have money again and you'll be able to buy it back. Don't worry about that. Take care of yourself beforehand than buying toys, and the toys will come back to you. They will. I sold stuff from my collection as a child from garage sales because I wanted to just get $5 to buy this other little thing or do. I got it years later. Was it more expensive? Of course it is. Stuff goes up and down in price, but the point is take care of yourself beforehand. That's way more important. Your health is way more important. Ask any rich person. It's the only thing you can't buy is time and health. You can't buy those two things. Otherwise, rich people would live forever and be healthy forever. Instead, even guys like Steve Jobs, they tap out, So you can't buy those two things. So take care of yourself, you know? Take care of yourself first. And you're lucky if you got this stuff behind you like I do, it's a way to pay the bills. That's what eBay's for. That's what PayPal's for. That's what private groups are for. TFW 2005, their buy, sell, trade. Facebook groups, not going to shout out any of those, but because some of them are pretty toxic. But the point, because they don't help each other. The point is like, take care of yourself before your hobby. Your hobby. That's why, like, you ever notice? Like, I always say, how do you save money on your hobby? That's more important. Save money on your hobby because that way you can take care of yourself. The robots will always be there. If I'm still looking for robots that came out 20 years ago, you could sell some robots that you bought 5 years ago to help yourself eat, to help yourself live, to help yourself have a roof over your head. The toys will still be there, but your health won't be. So take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. If you need help with financial advice, send me a PM, a private message. There's always ways to take care of yourself, man. And health is, geez, you got to take care of yourself. Where are we at? Again, brother, take care of yourself, man. What is it? At Joseph Ryder, you guys killed it at the booth. Saw your hustle. Yeah. David got to see the madness in real time. Got to see the madness in real time, man. Link CW, that's why I love you, Proto. Very true, and that's the truth. Thank you for having my back. Bro, just, that it goes to you, but it goes to everyone else who's listening, Like, don't be distracted by this. Most of this stuff was bought many, many, many years ago through blood, sweat, and tears working at my job. But I'm always careful with my money too, Take care of yourself. And like David said, our prayers are with you, man, and take care of yourself, man. Pro needs to do dating and finance videos. Well, my dating videos would only be they'd be very one-sided, let's put it that way. My dating advice would be perceived by some individuals as sexist. But that's mostly because I believe in success in the dating scene for you. So certain individuals might not agree with my dating advice. even though I have quite a success at it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Space Ghostal just did this, lost my job, and sold my MP collection. Yeah, and I bet you selling your MP collection probably covered your butt, man. You don't want to be like what I saw, in San Diego. If you have to sell Optimus, Bumblebee, Starscream, RC, Shockwave, Soundwave, and a couple of, Star Sabers and Road Rages in order to put a roof over your head and feed yourself, you take that money, you double down, you're careful about what you spend, you get rid of your streaming services, you just focus really keep your internet, and then you could get your entertainment through there. You're bored, there's guys that there's so many ways that a human being can enjoy themselves on the free, you know? There really is. That's for a whole other discussion, but you know, dating advice, go to 1986 Slags. Good one, Ben. Uh Patrick Brown, honestly, I sold off my 10K in Pokemon cards and we just paid off a credit card debt. Well, there you go. Dude, most people could probably sell their Pokemon collection, especially if you have like a late 90s Pokemon collection, you could do a down payment on a house, you know? Like seriously. Seriously. It's something where you know, guys got to be smart with your money. You really do. Oh, what is Joseph saying? Joseph's a troublemaker, by the way, people. I got to learn that firsthand this weekend. Joseph Ryder, if you ever meet Proto, ask him his 100% winning pickup line. It worked though. That's all I'm gonna say. Man, did it work? It was a slam dunk. True fact, his ladies. True fact. I'm already losing it there. True fact, his lady is as cool as she is hot. They are a great pair. She is hot, and that's why I don't like showing pictures because people are freaking weirdos. I have a absolutely stunning, amazing, beautiful wife, but I think it's because she was dating a stunning and amazing, beautiful guy at the time. Now, not so much so, but that was 20 years ago. But it is what it is. A great pair, giggity. Oh, she got a great pair, let me tell you, on both sides. Um, where are we at here? Where are we at? So Titan Triptychon for maybe 2025, maybe. I would Dank Prime. I mean, whenever I look over here, it's because I'm looking at the Titan display. Honestly, the thing that kills me is if all of a sudden Kid Robot does a PVC, or even worse, like a Super 7 3-inch, and then you're done for 4 years. Like that's the worst case. It's like if we're like, all right, here we go, 2 years until the Triptychon expires, we got to get something. Triptychon 6-inch in the box, Super 7. It's happened. This is why stuff like this happens. It happens all the time. That's why those licensors exist. They literally help them out. You know, if Symbiote Studios wasn't always doing like the common characters, I wouldn't be surprised they would be able to Hasbro would be like, hey, could you do like a T-shirt of of Tigatron, you know? But licensors usually don't want to do characters that won't make them money. So that's kind of the balance of the relationship there. Um, Proto, you got to drop the line past the knowledge. Dating advice is for another time and another place for a different group of people, because the internet is filled with a lot of fragile ears, to quote Dave Chappelle. A lot of fragile ears who won't be able to handle the truth, but the truth is success. And unfortunately, to quote The Simpsons, sometimes you just want to fail. So, Sunstorm feels the pain. Ain't that the truth? Boom, boom, and boom. I'm looking at 3 recent Sunstorms, and one that we were supposed to do at one point. Uh, one of them we were supposed to do for one point for even fun publication. There was supposed to be a Sunstorm. Good old Jesse product, Jesse Witherich. Shout out to him. I love Jesse from Hasbro and Fun Publications. The dude who practically got me all my gigs. Love you, Jesse. I will always sing your praises. Sky Guy Snips with the gold $9, excuse me, $10 super chat in this case. Hey, Proto, just enlisted in the U.S. Navy for several reasons, including collecting. I leave for boot camp tomorrow. I look forward to meeting you in person. The U.S. Navy, and you're going to meet me in person? How are you going to meet me in person in the U.S. Navy? You might need to give me a little elaborate information on that one. Unless I was just enlisted into the U.S. Navy without knowing as a Canadian citizen. Are you going to be at a con? I guess the Baltimore one, the Toronto one? Are you going to be at Otakuthon this weekend? Which apparently Pokey Legend will be at too. Patrick, like just post again. You don't have to do a super chat. I'm kind of curious by that one. Patrick Brown, laugh out loud. Yeah, that's true. Ben Williams, is that a mirror of your knickers? As I could see myself in them. What? I'm lost. A Triptychon plushie could actually be cute. Well, that's just it. If they do a Triptychon plushie, that technically is a licensed name trademark by Hasbro, and then they don't have to do anything with the Triptychon. They don't have to do anything with the Triptychon trademark for 4 years, if they do that. So, yeah, I don't know. Take the where is it? The old school one. Let me grab it. Giggity, let me grab it. Take the old one and give it a purple color scheme, a little bit of orange here, and then do Hasbro a favor. Kobe. Yeah. We'll see. Proto's too tired to get the joke. Oh, bro, you have no idea. I'm going on like 4 hours of sleep. We left Sunday into Monday, and we probably didn't get to bed until like 1 a.m. Then we had to wake up at 4 a.m. to catch our flight to get back to Montreal because you have to go through American customs. So they need to make sure that I'm not bringing over any kind of, material, let's put it that way, as well as other things. So, they have to go through customs. It's a whole thing. So you always have to leave a little earlier. When it's state to state, it's not a problem. And when it's Canada going into the US, it's not a problem. When it's someone going back to Canada, then it's a wall. Then you hit a wall of where'd you go? What'd you do? Who'd you do? What'd you do? Giggity. Well, did you buy anything? Are you bringing have you been to, like, this is an actual question. Have you been to a farm in the past 48 hours? Are the shoes you wearing, were they at that farm in the past 48 hours? I guess it has something to do with, like, I guess fecal matter or something. Man, they have no idea how much fecal matter is on my LeBrons that need to be washed, you know? And I'm not even a big LeBron James guy. It's just those are nice shoes. But the point is, like, come on, man. It's insane the amount of like questions they ask. Speaking of trademark refreshes, Fortune Max's reissue is coming this week in the mail. Oh yeah, see, T-Formers 2002. You're learning. You're learning. There you go. Good luck to you. I did 10 years in the Navy back in the 90s. Okay, you're gonna see me at future cons. Okay, cool, brother. Cool. Okay, because that's why I'm like, are you going to be at Otakuthon? Like I said, again, reminder, might as well post up that. If you're going to be at Otakuthon this weekend, again, booth 1101 to 1118, that huge, giant booth. Bandai Namco, Plamode, which is going to provide the parts, and Transformers Slag podcast will have a table at the front, building stuff along with the legendary model kit designer Lou. I forget what his screen name is, but Lou, Vietnamese guy, absolutely amazing model kit designer of more than 50 years. The dude was alive when Zeta was on television in Japan. He will be there with me building kits and answering questions. And if you are a fan of the podcast, just come by, say hi, and I got a little gift for you. Little something from Hasbro. So that weekend, come check it out, yo. And we are over. We are over 16 minutes, actually. Kind of went a little long. That new Legacy Ruckus is looking amazing. So anyways, guys, thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for the beautiful super chats. We will be back to our regular scheduled program tomorrow with individual podcast segments breaking down stuff. Probably going to think about some good stuff to talk about over the next couple of days. Saturday, is 50-50 if there will be a live stream. That's part of the reason why I did a live stream today, is because I do not know if I will be back in time from Otakuthon to then do a live stream, because I love to do 8 o'clock to 10. Bandai might want to go out to eat, and that's next to Chinatown. If the con finishes at 6 and we go out to eat and it's like 6:30 if we get to the restaurant, and then we're talking until 8 o'clock, and I'm in downtown Montreal, and even if I get into my car and speed through traffic, I ain't getting home until 9 maybe, so we will see. I'm going to play that one by ear. Worst case, I will do a tweet. So follow me on Twitter. Again, is always the best way to follow everything. That's, again, if you weren't following me on Twitter over the past couple of days, shame on you. That's where all the news was breaking first. But I'll do a post on Twitter and let people know if I am going to do the live stream or not. We will see. I'll answer the very last question, which is Proto, what is for dinner? My lovely mother-in-law made Vietnamese pho. I had it when I got back, and then she made more to have a nice home-cooked meal of soup, because soup is good for this throat, because OMG, it is really bad. It is really bad. When there's 2 bottles of water. Con crud. Fun fact, even Evan from Hasbro had to tap out on Sunday. He was done. So we were all done. But yeah, take care of everyone. Take care of yourselves, your friends, your families. Again, just take care of yourselves. The world is not a terrible place as much as people think it is. Don't let the politics, the stupidity, everything that's going on distract you from what is really important. That is me, myself, and I. Yourself. Take care of yourself, your family, and your close friends. And everyone else is just an NPC that's getting in the way at the bank, more or less, or in supermarkets. Just don't worry about all that other stuff. It's emptiness in your head that just gives you gray hair and stress that doesn't matter. Life is too short to waste it on all of that stuff. And like I always say, there's too much cool shit in this world to waste your time on that stuff. Spending 15 minutes complaining about politics instead of spending 15 minutes learning a new language, so one day you could travel to another place in the world and realize that American and Canadian politics don't matter because there's another beautiful place on the other side of the ocean. Brother, enjoy life. I am out of here. Take care of yourself. Roll out and go to Symbiote Studios. Go to Aaron Archer, archermonster.com/shop. Follow me on Twitter to get more updates and everything like that. And I will see you at Otakuthon this weekend. If you are a fan of the pod, I will give you something free. I'm out of here. Peace and roll out.
We're one, transformer, 타치아갈래. We're one, transformer, 고급화와 change. We're one. One chance, 戦え